Yeah.
How much stock do you put in all this?
I mean, it's a part of the process for me. I got a dream to get to the NFL. This is a part of that process, so we take everything like it's very important and attacking it in every way I can.
Ever, have you formally met with the Kansas City Chiefs, and what would it be like to potentially block the Patrick Mahomes?
I didn't formally meet with them, but it would be an honor. Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback who, I feel like everybody kind of look up to. He's kind of the standard of the NFL at the quarterback position. And it would be an honor and a blessing to block for him, man. I'll give him my all.
What teams have you met with?
The Ravens, Lions, Vikings, Bears, Browns, and a couple more.
Can you go through that Bears one?
Yeah, man, it was a great one. Met with them, kind of just picking my brain a little bit, seeing how I think, seeing how I get on the board, how I process information, and I think it went really well.
You remember meeting with the Bucs at all?
I think I met with them, yes, sir. It was a great interview. What I'm saying? I attacked it like I do at every other one. I feel like, they got to know a lot about me, and I feel like, I put it all on the line for them, put it all out on the table, and I feel like it went well.
That's why I had a really low stack rate. Assume that with the line success, you guys are really cohesive community. What goes into making communication with the offensive line and that cohesion happen?
Yeah, we had 4 veteran guys, guys that played a lot of football. And a guy in DJ Chester as our center who, did a great job at kind of learning the installs, learning the plays, stuff like that. So we had a great group of guys, man, who kind of had really good chemistry together. So we were able to work together as a group of 5, and we worked together as one to make sure, that we kept Nussmeier up as good as we can.
What was it like teaming with Campbell? You guys both on the same line. That would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. We always competing, trying to see who can get the most cakes. Going against some great edges, in the SEC, so it's always fun. You're always going against competition every week. It was just fun. We were always competing.
I always wondered about that. You guys had these little inner competitions. So who was the cake master?
I mean, both of us, man. We're both great players.
Yeah, who had the most? Come on.
I can't give you that.
You don't want to tell him to give it up?
Nah, no, sir.
He's already gone. He's already talked to the same one you were at, so you can't come back and refute you.
Nah, that's my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Thank you.
That meeting with the Bucs, was it formal or informal?
It was informal. I met with him at the Senior Bowl, yes, sir.
When you mentioned the Bears talked to you about seeing how you process information, what goes into being able to process information at a high level?
I think at this position, at O-line, you got to process stuff fast. You got to be able to pick something up, maybe have to look at it or focus at something different, and then go back and retain that information that you had. So the way that they kind of did it was they kind of just drew up a play, installed the play, watched film a little bit, and then at the end of the interview we went back over it and did the play again. So.
At what age did it click for you to understand that part of the game and not just let your God-given talent speak for itself?
Yeah, probably my sophomore year of college, where I really started to kind of dive into the mental aspect of ball, understanding formations, understanding defenses, understanding why they do certain things. And when you understand that part, when you understand scheme, I feel like it makes it really easy for you to retain that type of information.
What's it like going through this process with your brother Will and just being able to kind of cheer each other on while also competing with you?
Yeah, it's a blessing, man. Coming in as a freshman at LSU, that's all we talked about, making it to the NFL. So to be here with them, it's honestly, truly a blessing. We got a lot of love for this game, and we're here on one of the biggest stages, going and trying to achieve our dreams. So it's a blessing to be here, yes, sir.
Well, the Bears need a lot of help on offensive line, so what would it mean to you if maybe they just did the double down and brought you both to Chicago?
It'd be a dream come true, to play LSU with my brother and to go play, at the next level with him. It'd be a dream come true, and we would go and try to change, whatever narrative that there is there in Chicago.
What would you tell the fans in Chicago they'd expect if you came to the city to kind of play your person?
Yeah, we're going to be really good at running the ball, and we're going to protect the quarterback and make a lot of touchdowns.
Were the Eagles among the teams that you
I'm sorry.
were the Eagles among the teams?
No, sir. Met with him at the Senior Bowl, but not formally.
Talk about the difference between blocking for like an extremely mobile quarterback like Daniels. And I know Nussmeier is athletic too, but like the difference between blocking for those two stylistically is completely different.
Yeah, that's going to kind of sit in the pocket a little bit more, trying to get the ball down the field. So it just requires you to protect a little longer. As far as Jaden, he did the same thing sometimes. Sometimes he would just run it and take it himself. So, not too much different. Our job is still our job. We're going to protect the quarterback no matter what he's doing back there, whether he's driving back and holding that thing for like 4 or 5 seconds or whether he's, holding it and then getting out. So our job doesn't change. We just want to protect our quarterback.
You mentioned Jaden. What do you think about his rookie year, just in incredible. Obviously, rookie year. What do you think?
Yeah, really proud of him, man. I mean, watching him do it at LSU, I kind of knew that it was going to transform on the field at the next level. He's a great guy. You know, he does everything right in the locker room and behind the scenes. So, you know, I knew his game was going to translate, and nothing but proud of him.
What about teaming up with him? What would you think if you got the chance to team up with him in Washington?
Oh, yeah, man. We're going to do the same thing we did in college. We're going to win some games. We're going to go against some great defenses, and we're going to beat them. And I feel like, you know, that just epitomizes the kind of what type of player he is. He attacks everything that he does, and then when he gets on the field, it looks easy for him.
Do you have a favorite play that you've put on tape over these past couple of years? One that sticks out, it's like, oh, man, that's me. That's what I want to show the team.
Yeah, I would say my freshman year, that Southern University game where I drove a guy to the pylon and he made like ESPN and stuff like that. That's definitely something that I remember. And another one I would say is the Mississippi State game my freshman year. I made a tackle. It's my first start, and it's just something that I will always remember. I made a tackle on punt.
You mentioned teaming up with Jaden. Have you met with the Commanders?
Oh yes, sir. Informally at the Senior Bowl.
How was that?
It was great. I feel like they really liked me. Talked a little bit of ball, and I was able to, tell them what they needed to hear. So I feel like it went really well with them.
The first two words I wrote down when I broke down tape was pure violence. You clearly enjoy throwing people out of the club, as they call it. But what else do you have in your game besides just the ability to like really dominate people?
Yeah, I mean, just how I attack. I feel like I'm a great leader. I feel like I'm a great locker room guy who's going to come in and change the morale of the locker room. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a guy who's going to, bring his teammates with him every way that I can. So they're going to see me doing what I do. They're going to see me working hard, putting in extra time, and it's going to make them want to do it. So I feel like I'm a great influence to our locker room. Yes, sir.
Will Campbell's up here. He sold you. Like, he loves you. What is it about your relationship that makes him just rave about you that way?
Yeah, that's my brother, man. Like I said, I speak very highly of Will. That's my brother. He's been my brother since freshman year. And honestly, before we even got to LSU, you know what I'm saying? I'm close with his family, he's close to mine. We always kind of been together. We've been kind of a tandem, too, since we've been at LSU. And I feel like that really brings us close. We went hunting one time, and I killed my first deer. Yeah, he put the blood on my face. I ain't been back since. But, just stuff like that, just memories like that make us really close.
So he loaned you a rifle and everything?
No, I loaded the rifle.
You had your own rifle, he loaned you?
No, we was actually with one of our friends, Bo Borderline, at his camp. So they had all the rifles and stuff like that. Yeah, and we just kind of stalked the deer together and sitting in the deer stand and stuff like that for like 2-3 hours. So it was different for me, but it was definitely a fun experience.
30-06? Or would they give you?
Sir?
Was it a 30-06?
I couldn't tell you. No, sir. I'm a fisherman, yes, sir.
I remember facing Jared Burge. Looking forward to facing him at the next level.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to face guys like that again. I face a lot of high-level guys, playing young in college. And seeing them dominate the NFL, it's a great feeling to know that I block those guys. And, that I feel like it makes me feel like I belong, for sure.
Thanks, Emery. If you want to grab your name card, we should.
Okay. Thank y'all.
We got a couple more stations.